it's just what I wanted.
They're the original kings and queens of comedy. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 comedy actors of the pre-1970s.
I play to win the game of romance with high cards in my hands.
For this list, we are scouring Hollywood history to find the funniest comedic actors and are categorizing them by the era in which they proved the most impactful.
Hey! Hey! Just hold her arm. She's a spy.
She's a spy all over, isn't she?
Why, you half-wit.
We're focusing on performers from both feature films and television, but have decided to exclude talk show hosts and voice actors. This is part of a series of videos spanning the decades. Number 10, Jack Lemmon.
Osgood proposed to me. We're planning a June wedding.
After a tremendous run throughout the 1950s and an Academy Award-winning performance in 1955's Mr. Roberts, this Massachusetts native became the comedic muse for one of Hollywood's greatest directors, Mr. Billy Wilder.
But you're not a girl, you're a guy. And why would a guy want to marry a guy? Security.
Over the next 10 years, Jack Lemmon was one of the era's most prominent comedy actors, with his friendly neighbor demeanor and exaggerated slapstick comedy style.
They really think we're enjoying ourselves. Well, they don't know. They just don't know what it's like living alone, do they?
I'd be immensely grateful to you, Felix, if you didn't clean up just now.
Just a few things.
He was nominated for several Golden Globes during the mid-60s and closed off that decade with the classic The Odd Couple, alongside his friend and frequent acting partner, Walter Matthau.
I don't think that two single men living alone in a big 8-room apartment should have a cleaner house than my mother.
However, it was his magnetic performances in Some Like It Hot and The Apartment that stand above the rest.
Where we go, my place or yours?
Might as well go to mine. Everybody else does.
Number 9, Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy.
I was afraid. Afraid of what?
When it comes to classic comedy routines, it was these two goofballs that helped usher in the golden age of Hollywood.
Los Angeles! What a small world. What a small world.
While Laurel and Hardy first appeared together in the 1921 film The Lucky Dog, the two comedy veterans permanently joined forces 5 years later and killed it with wacky catchphrases and screwball antics. Unlike many double acts, they shared the laughs equally and successfully made the jump from silent films to talkies unlike many others.
In the pale moonshine, our hearts entwine, where she carved her name and I carved mine, oh June.
The cuckoo theme became synonymous with the Laurel and Hardy brand, and by the end of their partnership, they provided fans with over 100 collaborations.
Why don't you stand in the window?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Number 8, Harold Lloyd. Beguiling and bespectacled, this man often took a back seat to more popular names in the realm of silent cinema, but his resume stands among the greats. Known perhaps most for his famous glasses persona, Harold Lloyd was just your average American with an uncompromising sense of humor. A prolific performer, he made a couple hundred films during his over 30-year career, many of which featured stunt sequences that thrilled audiences of the era. However, his most iconic performance came in 1923, as he dangled from a clock in Safety Last. He was the quintessential boy next door in early Hollywood comedies, and gave audiences plenty to think about beyond typical gags. Number 7, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
And he walked like this.
Today, New Yorkers watch films at the AMC Empire on 42nd Street. However, back in 1935, it was a burlesque theater and the stomping grounds of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Well, then it's going to cost you overtime because I'm a union man. And I work only 16 hours a day.
A union man only works 8 hours a day.
I belong to 2 unions.
After signing with Universal Studios in 1940, the comedic tandem was on the fast track to fame, especially given the success of their unforgettable bit, Who's on First?
Who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Abbott and Costello appeared in a number of comedic gems during the late 40s, but they are most known for the small screen sensation The Abbott and Costello Show, a program that's considered a landmark in TV and inspired perhaps the most popular sitcom ever.
I'm going to stop asking you, sir. I asked you, what's the first baseman's name?
What's the second baseman?
I don't even get past the first. All right, who's on second?
Who's on first?
What base do you want to talk about?
Number 6, Lucille Ball. This woman's beloved sitcom made her a universal star. But what many don't realize is that she was already 40 years old when the first episode aired.
Well, hot diggity. You want to know something, Mrs. Ricardo?
What?
I like you, too.
What?
You're just my type, Red.
Oh, no.
Lucille Ball appeared in dozens of Hollywood films with RKO in the 30s and 40s. And it was during this time that she met a band leader named Desi Arnaz. Just over 10 years after exchanging vows, their first child was born, as was a television series that would charm the socks off American viewers. The husband and wife banter of I Love Lucy immediately found a following and spawned specials in the late 50s entitled The Lucy Desi Comedy Hour. It was all in the name. We all loved Lucy.
We're losing our baby.
Now, honey, it's only nursery school.
Today, nursery school, tomorrow, college.
Number 5, The Three Stooges.
Yes, that's true.
Originally a vaudeville act, this comedy collective became the preeminent stars of Columbia Pictures during the late 30s.
A winner every time, no blanks.
Comprised mainly of Larry Fine and the 3 Howard brothers, Moe, Curly, and Shemp. The Stooges pumped out 190 shorts during a 15-year span and milked every bit of farcical comedy one could imagine.
Dr. Howard, report to room 66, Dr. Fine, room 72, Dr. Howard, room 83, room 66, 72.
Their haircuts were both devastating and spectacular, while their catchphrases can still be heard today. Sure, you might not be able to name 10 of their films, but you definitely know who they are, and might even be able to replicate a gag or two.
I like the job, all right, but I can't leave my 2 pals. You know, our motto has always been one for all and all for me. Bedler. Bedler.
Number 4, Jerry Lewis.
They have very, very good taste, I might add.
In 1948, this comic appeared on a television program that would eventually become known as The Ed Sullivan Show. The duo of Jerry Lewis and partner Dean Martin performed their live act, which was often improvised given their natural comedic chemistry.
Thank you. You're a good daddy. Oh, boy, are you a terrific daddy. Oh, I love you, daddy. Oh, boy.
With Lewis playing the Stooge role in Martin and Lewis, he quickly became a hot commodity in Hollywood and ultimately became a leading man, most notably in the 1963 classic The Nutty Professor, a film Lewis also directed.
Well, just don't do something, sit there. That is, class dismissed.
He went on to become a Hollywood icon, but it was Lewis's early performances on the Colgate Comedy Hour that captured the essence of his act.
Hello? Hello? Hello, mister?
Number 3, the Marx Brothers.
I welcome you with open arms.
Is that so? How late do you stay open?
Chico, Harpo, Groucho. These 3 men changed the face of comedy in the United States at a time when Hollywood was still mostly an idea.
Why?
Born and raised in the Big Apple to Jewish immigrants, the brothers toured America as a vaudeville act and transitioned from their emphasis on singing to a hysterical focus on comedy.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Where'd you hear that story?
Well, you told it to me.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Upon commanding the stages of Broadway with their free-form style.
You expecting somebody?
Yes.
The Marx Brothers signed with Paramount Studios, and films like A Night at the Opera and Duck Soup became defining pieces of work in a blossoming industry.
I'm a man of few words. I'm a man of one word, scram.
Number 2, Buster Keaton. Long before he became known as the Great Stoneface, a child named Joseph Keaton performed for his father's traveling vaudeville show, which was co-operated by Harry Houdini. Just over 15 years later, a chance encounter with Fatty Arbuckle led the seasoned performer to Hollywood, and the persona of Buster Keaton was born. His directorial innovations were legendary, but his straight-faced brand of humor made him the most famous American comic of his day. Part magician, part stunt guy, and part leading man, Keaton transcended the perceived possibilities of film before the existence of talkies. We undoubtedly owe a lot to Buster and his blistering routines. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
You know what the bank account is now? It's going up, up. We got $75 laying around there.
This is Mr. Soucet. He's taken over the direction of the picture.
Did you sleep well last night?
Why, maybe, on peut.
Come see, come saw.
You go to where we came, and we'll go. That's right. Okay, let's go.
Number 1, Charlie Chaplin. In 1913, this man was already a notable British performer when he arrived in America. But nobody knew that he was about to revolutionize the business side of Hollywood and the art of filmmaking. With his down-and-out character named the Tramp, Charlie Chaplin found a way to emotionally connect with audiences while simultaneously lifting their spirits. His roles were tinged with vulnerability, and as the years passed, his political consciousness proved just how powerful a muted voice could be. Even when sound trumped the idea of silent cinema, Chaplin continued to work on his own terms well into the 1950s. Chaplin is the first, the last, the everything when it comes to modern comedy. Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite comedy actor from before the 1970s?
For all you guys on the stage and all you people in the technical offices, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're very grateful to you. And to you listening in, all we can say is good night and God bless you. God bless you!
For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Hi, Dr. Howard. Oh, they got me.
Oh, do me